Marion. Marion, can you see that? On my picture, can you
Yes.
see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
Remember back in the day, we were studying the teachings of the inner Christ. And back in Utah, this course that I'm doing on Sunday, it's a Zoom course. It's not really religious, but it's looking at, they have a definition of what a Christed master is, or the Christ. And I loved that. It was really great to just remember stuff that I had studied already. And what I'm doing is taking the highlighter through this really nice hardback book that I have, and I am highlighting anywhere that it says thought, perception, choice and accountability, cause and effect, abundance and gratitude, health and healing, and harmony and rhythm. And as I've already started, I mean, I'm only like 20 some pages into it. It's amazing how it follows right along with our skills for life, which I love. So as all of you that are on, hi Tessa, hi Chad, everybody that's on, tonight is cause and effect. I really think it's one of the biggest skills for life. I know that thought always comes first because it's just the basis for everything. But cause and effect, in my experience over these years, is the absolute hardest one for people to really hear. Okay. And as we talk about it tonight, I found a few good choice words from the book called The Way of Mastery. It's really awesome. So we study them in this cycle every month. And sometimes I think we should spend about 3 classes in a row on cause and effect. And it keeps falling to me. So however it works out. So I just figure, okay, then that's where my study is. That's where the work is there. So
I had a good cause and effect.
yeah, go ahead, Linda.
I had a good cause and effect once.
What?
Do you remember which one that was?
I don't know which one you're gonna talk.
It was the one where we went and we watched Sammy perform.
Yes.
The whole group. That was a great one. I love that cause and effect. It was a good cause. It was a good effect.
So what do you feel? Why was it good?
It was something different. You
Okay.
know, we got out of the building and we went somewhere new.
And Linnell, repeat what she said. We can't hear Linda quite as well.
Okay, well, it's about, she said she had a good experience with cause and effect, where we took our whole class because my son Sam was performing at Chemeketa Community College in the choir. And we took the whole class there to see him. And what was priceless for me, and she's going to finish it, was watching my ex-husband and his wife's faces when, you know, I don't know, 10 or 15 people walked in just to see Sam. I think it was amazing.
And Sam was so happy.
Yeah.
That was the effect, you know, that was the effect. It's, you had mentioned, well, maybe I should go and I don't want to miss class. And
yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, it
Linda just goes, let's all go. And it was really nice that everybody in the class was willing to get in cars, go over to the community college and watch that. It was pretty great.
And it was my assignment because I was on cause and effect that week.
You loved it. That's great.
Wow.
All right.
The universe provided, Linda. The universe provides.
It was fun.
Yeah. Okay. Our list here. I just want to remind everyone, I'm going from the bottom to the top. Cancel that is all about when you have anything in your life or experience that breaks your peace. Okay. That's a cause. The effect is you don't have your peace anymore. Okay. And that's what we want to get to the point of. Bring it back, Ellen. You covered it up.
I'm not sure why I did that. Sorry. Yeah, it just popped over.
There we go. Thank you.
Okay.
Just hold still. Don't move. Thank
Right.
you.
Okay.
Pay attention inside now is the acronym for pain, and that is to listen to your body. And I want to put it out to you all tonight that anything that happens in your life that causes enough stress for you to feel judgment or blame or sadness or anger or fear, any of those things, it's broken your peace, okay? And there's been something that happened in your mind, your thoughts, that broke that peace, okay? The cause may seem like that mean driver or that, you know, dumb doctor or whatever happened.
Nosy neighbors.
Nosy neighbors, love it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, so just, it seems like it's them, but we actually, if we had the experience, we present it to ourselves for a reason. That's the hardest thing, I think, for people to hear, cause and effect. So you will continue to get universal 2x4s as a gentle reminder to get out of control. Don't stop trying to manipulate and control your world. You can't. It's all an illusion. And you might as well hear that now that you're an adult. So, stop the control, stop the manipulation, stop trying to make people be anything, do anything, think anything. And that's
Amen.
sometimes really hard for a facilitator or a teacher,
Yeah.
okay? Because you are hopefully presenting a message that people want to hear, but it's not your job. As a facilitator over all these years that I've learned, and I'm learning it more and more, and I know it's coming up really strongly for the How to Facilitate Family Matrix class that's coming up October 8th through the 11th. I have that long to get farther in this book, okay, so that I can release all attachments to how people get things. My job is to be there and present, and actually to set the intention. That's it, okay? We think that, there's so much more we have to do in life, and there's really not. If you don't listen to the gentle reminders, then you'll get the Mack truck, which are the bigger things, okay? And we're really hoping not for those. So when you are stressed, Tanya and I were just talking about this, it's the hardest time to remember to use your tools and skills. Listen, give that 4-step self-care protocol a chance. I'm serious. I had a lady call me from Cancun, Mexico. She's my client, but she went there on vacation. She was just having panic attack after panic attack after panic attack. And she's pretty far into her sessions. And I was like, okay, what's this about? But it works. It really, she did the self-care protocol. I did it with her at 2 a.m. Okay. And then we put the patch on, and it never ceases to amaze me. And this is a client that it hadn't worked that well for before that. So it's kind of cool, right? I just think
Awesome.
it's awesome. Yeah, I think it's really awesome. So there's a lot of you technicians that are turning in. I want to say hi to Marilee and Benet. Hi, Cheryl. Just want you to know I know you're there. And Marion, go ahead.
Ellen, are we recording? I haven't seen the record sign come up.
Yes,
Yes,
it
we're
did.
recording.
Oh, thank you. All right. This is so valuable. This is fitting right with how my universe is unfolding this entire week. So
Yeah. I have felt so drawn to Marion over the last couple weeks. I don't know exactly what it is. Almost made me start crying because I was like, we've been doing stuff together for years. And all of a sudden it's like, tell Marion, give that to Marion. I was like, okay. And I don't even exactly know why, but I am starting to send out by invitation only Souls with Stamina invitations. I'm not going to have everyone come this year. It's going to be very select. And the reason is I'm trying out new processes, and I do not want a bunch of people here high on marijuana. I'm being really honest. I can't do it anymore. I just
Yeah.
I don't want to, and I'm done with that. I'm not that type of facilitator. I'm the type of facilitator that you have to be present to win. And wow, what a great experience. I took a few years off. How many, Marion? Tanya, how many souls did we not do?
The last one was, believe 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. So I'm telling you, and I didn't even want to do this one, to be honest with you. I am going more inward. And I thought to myself when the poll said, yeah, do souls with stamina. And I was like, I knew Tanya would be glad. I was happy I had a cheerleader. And at the same time, I'm going to do it differently. And I'm looking forward to it now. But I'm saying it, and I just want you to know, if you don't get an invitation, don't feel slighted. I'm telling you, most of the people on here will, but I'm not having a lot of people come. So, and the reason is that it's time. I know Nancy Donahue told me years ago that she was coming with her husband in 227. Is that what you told me? Do you remember that, Nancy?
Oh, he'll tell you that too.
Okay, cool. I love it. So
We
I
were
thought
going
of that.
to drive the 44 hours there.
It's a long drive. It'll be fun though if you give yourself plenty of time. Yeah. So, all right, that's all I wanted like to do with the whiteboard. And now I would like Alan to put on a video. And that's the next thing I want to show. And then we're going to do a very strong intention setting for tonight, because your time is very valuable, and I'm so glad you're here.
Is either happening to you or it's happening for you. Take a look at your life right now, your health.
I don't think that's the
your
beginning,
mindset.
Alan. Put it back to the beginning. Thank you.
Life is either happening to you or it's
Just
happening
one.
for you. Take a look at your life right now, your health, your mindset, your finances, your relationships, your love life or lack thereof. None of this is random. See, every single part of your life in this moment is a direct result of past causes. Your choices, your actions, your thoughts, and even your circumstances. And this is the sixth Hermetic principle, the principle of cause and effect, which states that every cause has its effect and every effect has a cause, which means that there's no such thing as luck. There's no such thing as coincidences. There's no such thing as accidents. All of it, your life is just patterns playing out. And here's where it gets interesting, because most of these patterns are outside of your control. But the key is, or the secret is, how you react to those outside events. And the way you react or respond to outside events becomes a new cause, one that will shape your future. And you do this by mastering your thoughts, your emotions, your decisions, and your actions. See, you may not be able to stop wars, fix inflation, or stop all the crazy arguing online, but you can control what you eat. So you can choose to train and work out, or you can sit on the couch. You can choose to read a book, or you can choose to mindlessly scroll. You can choose to build wealth, or you can waste your money on mindless distractions. See, every choice is a cause, and every cause creates an effect. So the real question then becomes, are you creating or are you being created? Are you building your dream life, or are you just playing a part in somebody else's dream? See, life is going to happen no matter what. The question then becomes, are you just a pawn or are you a player? See you on the other side.
Oh, wow.
I like him. Hi, Lorena. Just want to say hi, Lorena. Hi, honey. How's Idaho? Good.
Doing good. So
Oh.
did I hear you say you're doing Souls for Stamina again?
I am going to do it this summer. So, I
For
think
next summer. 2026.
Yeah, the next time we have a summer.
Yeah.
That's good. And I already prepared a invitation for you, so just know that that's coming. So, okay, everybody close their eyes. Close your eyes. Take a breath. Breathe. I would like to set a very strong intention for tonight. So when you close your eyes, you take out all the visual things that are in the room, and you actually are able to more focus inward. Okay? So as your eyes are closed, take a deep breath into your body and then just let it go slowly. Keep breathing, and as the breath leaves the body, hold the thought that there is nothing worth holding on to any longer that keeps your peace and happiness at arm's length. Become committed, fully committed to the experience of happiness, even as you have been fully committed to unhappiness, to limitation, and to lack, to grieving the dead, to being sad that you're in pain. Think about the issues that you individually deal with. Some of us are very avoidant. We would do anything to avoid conflict. Some of us have other issues that we are dealing with, some with our health, some with the law, right? Some with relationships. But breathe in, realizing that you're having these experiences so that you can learn and practice not to break your peace. Give your creator full permission to sweep the basement, okay, of you, of your issues. There really is not anything down there worth defending or protecting, okay? There's just nothing down there worth it. And if anything's going on that is breaking your peace, I would just like to say to you, with a big, deep sigh and breath, it's not worth breaking your peace. Okay, go ahead and open your eyes. Good job. So again, the intention tonight, how do we get to that place where we realize when something's not working that we've broken our peace, okay? Whatever cause happened, and the effect is that you are no longer feeling, I always call it, I told Daniel today, hey, Daniel, I'm not feeling the love. You're irritable, so breathe, and that's not the energy, even in everyday experiences that I want to experience anymore, okay? It's our perceptions and how we're doing then. We have perceived things, either we've judged them, we've blamed them, okay? We have said that causes me, that hurts my tender feelers, okay? All of that stuff. They didn't really do it to you. You allowed it and reacted, okay? And here's the kicker too, spiritually. I found the good quote. I read the good book occasionally, the good old Bible, but also other good books that say we have everything that is coming to us. We have to have chosen it on some level. We have a lot of causes in our lives, but we often don't like the effects, right? I don't know for you, but when something is breaking my peace, I stop and see what else I can do. So what if you achieved a maturity along the pathway that you're on in your life, in which you were finally willing to let things be just as they are? Does anybody have an example of that in their life? When you finally went, okay, I give. in order to not feel peaceful, I'll start with my brother Vern. Okay, talk about breaking the peace. Fighting, arguing, his negativity was so bad for me. I didn't know what to do. And it got to the point where I had to ask him to leave the property. He couldn't live here anymore.
Really?
And that was really, really upsetting for my mom and for everyone. And I said to her, you can keep your son living here, or you can have a business called Rapid Eye here. We can keep Kelton here, your other son, okay? Or he was just doing things that were affecting every aspect of life. And yeah, I had to play the bitch for a while. Everybody was really mad at me and thinking I was a terrible person, all kinds of stuff. Tanya went through most of it with me, so you remember. It's not like it was easy because I did it through the law, okay? And had to give one of those, what do they call?
Eviction notice.
Eviction notice. I even blocked the eviction word. And it was very, very painful for my mother. And I know that. But I said, I'm sorry. The only thing it finally worked, it was him or me. I was that willing not to break my peace and not have that. Alan, would you mute everyone?
I don't know what.
Alan,
It's exciting.
mute people, please.
I'm
Okay, I muted everybody, so you're muted too, Linnell. Everyone that wants to talk now has to unmute themselves, okay?
It was a mistake. I'm sorry.
Okay, Linnell, you need to unmute yourself. Okay, I'm working on it. Let's see, Linnell has to unmute. You should got a message saying, please unmute yourself. Okay,
Is that now? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
thank you.
All right. So I forgot what I was even saying. Oh, I'm telling you about my brother.
Okay,
So that was really hard. That's
Yeah,
probably
bless his heart.
the hardest cause and effect that I have ever had to do. That and leaving relationships for good, marriage relationships. So I will say the effect of that, it turned out really well. After he had been gone a year and realized what it was like and what a privilege it was to actually live here. Okay.
Yeah,
He was able to come back and he was different. Attitude, everything.
a
But
miracle.
boy, it was hard to get that experience rolling. Sorry, my voice is.
I have something to share.
Okay, so
No?
I'm going to read you this paragraph because I want you to think about it for yourself. If God said to you, or Spirit said it was necessary to sweep the streets, and you were the one to do it. So you simply took a deep breath and said, Father, you know the way home, and began sweeping. And up into the mind comes the thought, oh, my God, I won't be recognized. I won't stand out. People won't think I'm special if I just am a street sweeper. Yet you recognize, no wonder my Father wants me to do this. I've got to flush this up so that I can look at it, disidentify from it, and learn to be the presence of love in the sweeping of the street. In truth, I will tell you the least among you, according to your perceptions, is already equal to the greatest. And there is none among you who is less than anyone else. And even less than that, that's what the master teacher, Jesus the Christ, taught. As we are accessing the Christ, the Christ within each of us. It's not a part of Jesus's name. It's an actual title. It's an achievement, a way of being. It's called the path of the heart.
Mhm.
So as you choose the path of the heart and you desire not to break your peace, no matter what, because we have a lot of causes out there. You probably still have some from childhood that the effect is still coming back in. If you're reacting to trauma, still coming back in. Okay. Anything, politics, it's still coming in. Anything, your neighbors, anything that has the power to break your peace. This is why you want to study cause and effect. First of all, if it's something that you need to learn and you send it to yourself as a lesson, that's the thing that most people have the hardest part of understanding about cause and effect. The choices you made from the pain that you have inside of yourself. Like this paragraph said, our need for recognition. I remember that need in myself specifically. I was attending Train the Trainer. I was pretty young, in my 20s. And I remember that desperate feeling to be noticed and recognized, okay, to be acknowledged, to be even accepted into this group of people that I really highly respected, facilitators from, all over the country. And I remember that feeling of I got to be recognized. What am I going to do that's going to make me stand out and be accepted? And you know what? It breaks your peace. Okay, it never quite works out the way you want. For some reason, some of us sent a lot of lessons to ourselves about rejection, about being rejected from everybody. It seems like family, peers, relationship, even the relationships we're in. We're still having that desperate need for acceptance and recognition. When you let that go and lay that down and let spirit sweep your basement, so to speak, without, give it up, give up that need to control, the need for recognition on any level, just a lot. Now I'm just kind of the opposite. I'm having the opposite. Spirit's drawing me back in to facilitate. And I'm like, no, I think I'd like to keep going inward and doing some other things. But I am still going to follow what the promptings are, what my cause and effect is coming in. I've had a lot of joy. Linda's here tonight. I was going to talk about you if you weren't here. So I'm glad you're here. But she helps me with the gardening. I'm still not much of a gardener as far as actually doing the stuff, but I have such joy from watching her do it, from knowing that, and that when the food comes in and I do that end of it, of freezing it, canning it, processing it, it's teaching me some lessons that I think I've needed to learn for a lot of years. And it's this. Going back to the simple things. As a facilitator, I've been assisting people weed their soul, pull out those things that were not working for them, that were keeping them from getting what they needed, but on a very physical level. And I take the car and I empty carts out in our burn pile, right? And a lot of it is weeds and ivy and all kinds, and blackberries right there. I mean, it's just so much. And as I'm dumping them on, I'm not even the one that's specifically doing a lot of the work, but I'll tell you, I'm getting a lot of the lessons about how much it takes to even keep this small property of 6 acres. I mean, just to keep it beautiful and to grow food and do what needs to be done on it. It's a lot. And I think that's what happens with our soul. everything from our poor digestion to I feel no spiritual connection. Okay. My itty bitty icky committee won't shut up, won't leave me alone. I feel emotional and cry, all those things. There's nothing wrong with all of those things, but those things break your peace. And that all that is where you're at in your gardening. Your first job is you. And even though I have a priority, and I've shared this with many of you on the property, I take care of my mom and my brother. And then I run Rapid Eye. And then I take care of this property. Now, the thing in that equation when I've shared, and thanks for my good friends who said, well, where are you in that? Okay. And my first job is Linnell, or I wouldn't be able to do those other things. Is that making sense? Okay. Now, I go through a lot of people with grief, people who have loved ones dying and nothing. I'm going to put it out to you, and this will be hard for some of you to hear. But even as our loved ones leave this dimension or this planet, and they go on with their journey, to the amount of the grief and pain that we give ourselves, okay, from our lack of peace about where they're going. Do we believe in a creator and that we're on an endless journey through time? You know, do you have a plan of salvation, whether that's through your religion or your beliefs internally? The way that you grieve is a gauge to how well you are taking care of yourself. And to know that no matter who passes, and I'm doing this work right now because all of you know I'm very close to Mom and we're working together and we're doing a lot of things. But I know the time will come when she will transition. And as that time comes, when it's near, I actually want to prepare right now for the joy of her being out of pain. Today was a bad day for my mom, the pain in her legs. And it's really weird. It's like flare-ups. She'll have so many good days and then it'll be really bad. And I think to myself, I'm on that line of how selfish am I that I want her to stay? How selfish is that? And it's not up to me. It's her journey. It's her and Spirit's journey and her path. Am I glad she's here? Abso-freaking-lutely. I think most people, as I near 70 years old, they don't have their mother. I do. What a great, I don't know what I did, but what a great effect, cause and effect that is for me. And we have something else too. We have a shared vision that we do, not just mother-daughter, which is awesome, but also the vision of Rapid Eye and the vision in her Skills for Life, because she put these Skills for Life together. They've been on the planet always for a long time. They're universal laws, but putting them together for Rapid Eye and for us to study in a way. And I love the Skills for Life because the people who have religious triggers, they can study Skills for Life and not be triggered a lot of times. Okay. It's Rapid Eyes for everybody. And the religious people, when they study the Skills for Life, they see it in their own scriptures and religion all over the place. Okay. They see it everywhere. And for the atheist and the person who doesn't, just hearing the possibility that we are actually, all the effects that we are having that are breaking our peace, we are the cause through our thoughts, through our choices. And I think in the book of Gal, which is Gospel According to Linnell, that we chose before we even came here. We present some experiences of cause and effect that we needed to learn and experience. And I know that a lot of people get into this. Well, what about the newborn baby that was in the garbage can? What about the abuse? They didn't choose that. Well, listen, if there really is a free will dimension and we're here, we didn't probably say, yes, I want to be sexually abused or raped. Yes, I want to be left in a garbage can as an infant. But we did say something that chose and said, I want to learn unconditional love this lifetime or something, whatever it might be. And how those experiences come to us, we won't know till we get back on the other side. But here's the difficult question for each of you in the law of cause and effect. No matter how much I hated, disliked, have pain from, or was traumatized by the experiences of this life, my life, can I find it in myself to go, wow, somewhere on some level, I created that, I chose that? Because if you don't, you will remain a victim, and victims won't be able to, they always feel stuck. So I would like you all to consider for yourself, what's in your own garden you need to weed? What's in your own basement that needs to be swept out? I know Alan and I were talking before the class began tonight, and he was sharing with me the joy he's having about substitute teaching in school. And he's doing some tough groups of kids. And they are liking and loving him and his way of being. And in my head, I went, I'm so glad to hear that, because I know in the past there has been some rejection and, life keeps lifing. And he's going to be coming to some trainings with Rapid Eye. And I'm hoping Souls with Stamina, if that works out for him, that he can release anything from the past that felt hard or traumatic, and that he has a different experience because he is now a different person than created those other things. Did you want to share, Alan?
Well, it's an act of faith to walk into a classroom of 30 fifth graders, sixth graders, and in the first few minutes, they're all screaming, yelling, and they're all it's all chaotic, and kids are jumping on their desk and they're falling off their chairs, and I'm going like, and they all look at me, they go, "Wow, you're so chill." And all I'm doing is I'm just basically feeling love for them. I'm saying, "Wow, isn't it great that you can just be who you are? That I'm having this such a privilege to be with you." And it all kind of quieted down. And I didn't write anybody's name on the board. I didn't, because they were screaming like, "You got to put that person on the board." And I just said, "Hey, you know what? It's cool. We're all here. We're gonna have some good experiences today." And then a teacher later on said, "Wow, that's the quietest I've ever heard that class." And I'm going like, "What?" I'm totally shocked, and it's like, and the hardest kid that everyone was warning me about, I just said, "Hey, Joe, I'm glad to meet you." And I shook his hand, and in the class, during the class, he was really participating and he was having a good time. He says, "I want you to be my teacher all the time." I had a great experience.
Nice to hear after rejection from, in the past. Isn't that great?
Yes, I'm just saying it's weird because I feel like I'm going against what everybody else is trying to say. They want to exert all this control and they want to, and I anyway, that's what I'm experiencing.
Yeah. Well, you're not. You're holding the way of the heart, which is called love, and holding love rather than control or manipulation. And so the point that I am trying to make with you right now, I read it in a book as I was studying today, is that in each and every moment, what you are experiencing in the realm of your emotions and mind and the effects to a latter degree within the body are there because you, from your infinite freedom, have simply selected that experience to focus your attention on so you can see what the effects are. We need to see the effects, both positive and negative, that we came here to experience. I think that if we wanted perfection, we would have stayed maybe as a guardian angel. You know, we would have picked a different realm where perfection is. So one more, because I don't know, I felt very inspired from my study today. So as you become less and less of what you thought you were, conversely, you become more and more of what your Father or Spirit created you to be. The thought of perfect love in form, a channel, a simple vehicle through which the love of Spirit can shine forth. Your only task becomes the cleaning of your windows, the polishing of your floors, and the weeding of your garden, so that light can pour forth from you unimpeded. Do you love that or what? If you
I
have,
feel,
yeah, ears to
I
hear
feel
on
it.
that. Yeah. And we are going through, a lot of us right now. I have the broader perspective of kind of conversing with a lot of you that are online tonight. I know you're going through a lot. I know that those past traumas, and they've been bad. You got to understand what people go through. Everything, I mean, just divorce is so painful, but then you've got suicides. You've got, you know, the random meanness that people can do to each other and be to each other. And there's so much of it going on right now. And you know, people who break in your home and hurt you and hurt and destroy property. We've all been through stuff. Those of us that are avoidant, we're finding we're having to face confrontation, speaking hard things to the people in our lives and say, hey, and making choices because this is what is the next best right thing on my path. I do know this, if we can accept the cause and effect of our whole life and everything that's happened, and then release our children to their cause and effect, and our parents and the neighbors and our friends and everyone else that we, you know, feel obligated to, releasing that. And remember, one of the major lessons of cause and effect is your first job is you. Can you have ears to hear that? Your first job, even when you're a mom, even when you're over, you know, a vision like Renee Johnson, even when you are the mayor of a city, it doesn't matter. Your first job is you. If you will take exquisite care of you, and listen, I'm going to say it again, releasing fear and blame and manipulation and control, and trying to really have certain outcomes, you know, get vested in it has to be this way. I know this, and I've been through it with Alan here because, listen, my trying to learn Zoom and technology is very difficult for me. I'm used to facilitating and having a music person and having somebody there and things go according to a plan. Well, it's not that way with technology. What a great teacher it's been for me to go, okay, I guess this is what we're doing right now. And I fought technology for a long time. But I'll tell you, the feedback I'm getting from y'all that are taking this class, that you know you wouldn't be in any kind of weekly, just for an hour, studying, you know, the skills for life. And a lot of you are technicians. Isn't that great? Because you affect other people. A lot of you, you're taking care of children or grandchildren. You are a major player in somebody's life. And that means taking really good care of you. So what have you not given back to the light? What trauma are you holding on to still? What are the things that can piss you off in a heartbeat? I have a few, and I'm really working with that. I'm gonna, at the Family Matrix class coming up, I'm gonna say, hey, da-dun, da-dun, da-dun is really up. Does anyone in the room else have that? And if I get at least 2 people that raise their hands, then we're doing a family matrix realignment on that issue. I'm figuring out a way to take good care of Linnell and to learn and to grow. You always learn the most when you're the teacher anyway. But here, it's my wish and desire that people learn how to do family matrices and feel confident so that when they're in their area, they can do a family matrix and make a difference to a lot of people. What's so wonderful, and it's magical to me, is that anyone in the room with family matrix, if you say you want to make that effective for your line, okay, it happens. Even though it wasn't your matrix or your thing, maybe you didn't even participate as a proxy or anything. You get to make that effective in your line. And I'm seeing changes out of all the work that I have done over my facilitation career, and especially the family matrix journey that I've been on. I'm seeing the difference in my biological bloodlines. I'm seeing it happen. A few years ago, 2 of my nieces, and then another niece came through souls, came through, and I could feel in those trainings, the activation of being joined by other people in my direct bloodline of what has happened. And it was such a spiritual thing for me at the time. We were doing a process in souls, that I got up and turned and just walked. I didn't leave the room, but I walked to the other side, and it took my breath away to feel that much shaking of the family tree. It was amazing. So you get a few people doing their inner work in the same family line, and it's amazing. I know there's a couple of kids in Bené's family that are interested in Rapid Eye. And as they come to more of the continuing eds and trainings, I think she'll have that experience too. It's very spiritual and very strong, and it's amazing. I would wish that for each of you, that you felt what happens when someone in your direct line kind of, I'm going to say, joins in and says, yeah, I want to weed the garden. I want to sweep the basement of all the things that have been going on in our family for a lot of generations. It's so powerful. And that's our job. Our job here is to bring us back to love, to stop breaking the peace within ourselves. Maybe it'll be your husband that can break your peace, or your wife, or a kid, or the neighbors, okay, or a religion, or what a religion should be, or what people in that religion should do. I hear it in issue all the time. And every time I'm waving the Rapid Eye frequency device, I think to myself, thank God that somebody is saying, hey, I want to end that. The effect is ending with me because it's no longer breaking my peace. And that's what I long for each of us to hear and to do. It's my big focus at Souls with Stamina this summer. Next summer when it's coming, I'll tell you, I want to try out new processes. I'm asking Spirit, please assist me. I would like to write some new experientials, something that when people come, even the staff, they've never had before, that will assist us to sweep the basement weed the garden of our own soul, wash our own windows, so to speak, so that we can see more clearly. And so, clean out our ears so we have ears to hear. Because the truth is that love is the great healer. Love is where it is, okay? It's to bring us back. I think it was Jesus's mission and a lot of the other Christ and masters is they came to model how to love. How do we love each other even when it's messy and dirty and wrong? And any other thing you can think of to say about it. Tessa, I was going to tell you too recently that I know you work a lot in the system, DHS and all that. You do a mighty work. I look at Kelton's caseworker and the behavioral specialist that came here and is going to be with us next Wednesday to observe Kelton. What a great work they're doing with some of the people in our society who could not live on their own, who are in great angst a lot of the time. I watched Kelton get really upset the other day and hit himself. And what I thought in my heart was, I am wrapping you in love, because whatever's going on in there that brings you to that you are so upset and frustrated, I would, if I could solve it for him, I would. If I could take mom's leg pain, I would. And I know that sounds really codependent, and it is, but I still feel that way at times. I told mom, I wish I could just take half, give you some relief today in the moment. It's not my journey. I feel very glad that when I think that I don't have anything that I can do to help Kelton or mom or some of the clients that I have, I think to myself, but the greatest thing I have is I can love. I can love anyway. Instead of hating the person that brought their trauma or whatever choice Kelton made for him to have such a life of frustration, I can wrap that. I can wrap that in love and purple and pink hearts. And I know on some level that we can help carry one another's burdens. All the good books and texts talk about that. By what we think and who we are. And when you're in a room full of people that you're teaching or facilitating, and you have a stance of an open heart, if that makes sense, it's not exactly even, you still might have to say, be quiet, you still might have to do some things, but your underlying cause is love. That's where we change our effect. And we can assist that with other people. So I'm wishing tonight that you have ears to hear, because the song that I chose for tonight, I know Tanya will roll her eyes because I pick it quite often and she laughs at me. But how often do you get a song that talks about true love, talks about angels, talks about giving and receiving, all on the same in the same song, and I love that. So I put a lot of thought into it. So Alan, I'm going to have you go ahead and do that. And after the song, please unmute yourself, because I want to say goodbye to everybody and hear your voice.
Sometimes wind blows, honeymooners at last alone, feeling far above par. give to you and you give to me. True love, true love. So on and on it will always be. True love, true love. For you and I have a guardian angel on high with nothing to do but to give to you as you give to me. Love forever, true. Love forever, true. For you and I have a guardian angel on high with nothing to do but to give to you as you give to me. Love forever, true. Love forever, true. Give me your true love. Oh, yeah. True love, true. Got to give me your true love. Oh yeah, oh yeah. True love, true love. For you and I have a guardian angel on high with nothing to do but to give to you as you give to me. Love forever, true. Love forever, true. Love forever, true. Love.
Thank you. And thank you, Ellen, for doing all the IT support. Really appreciate that. So, Linda, thank you
Yeah.
for coming and thank you for all the gardening and everything you do on the property. And thank you for fighting the blackberries with me. It's big.
Linnell,
Yes.
this is Margie.
Hi.
I have been quiet the whole time. I've been so touched by this song. I have to tell you something quick about this song. Do you know what? About 2 months ago, my husband was singing that, my dead husband was singing that song to me every night during the night for 2 weeks. Could not figure out, I'd never heard of the song before. I had never heard of it. And so I went searching and trying to figure out where I could find it. And I finally found it. It was on the phone, but what is it? I can't remember the channel anyway.
YouTube,
I went to the library, found the movie, YouTube, yeah. And then I found it in the movie that it was written, and it touched my heart so much because he was singing that to me every night, and I couldn't figure out why I was hearing him sing this song that I had never heard of before. Amazing song.
That's awesome.
So thank you for playing that. That was
You're
touching my
welcome.
heart. I felt a lot of rejection with my husband dying. And so this was a good theme for me to hear tonight. Yes.
Awesome.
Thank you. I wanted to call you this week, but I haven't. But can I still call you next week?
You can call me anytime. If I don't answer, I'm either in a rapid eye session or I'm in training, but I'll call you back.
Okay. All right. And who was the girl that was going to call me?
Benet.
Benet. Is she still here tonight?
I think she's on tonight. Are you still on? I think, yeah, there she
Yeah,
is.
she's
Hi,
there.
Benet.
Here, hi ladies.
Hi. Now
If
you
you
live in
want,
Salt
once
Lake?
we're done right now, I'll give you a call right now. Just answer.
Oh,
It's gonna
that
be
would be wonderful.
okay. Let's do it.
Yes. Okay,
Okay.
good. I would love that. Thank you.
I will love that too. Absolutely.
I